Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
This thing is really stuck today. All right, come on, old timer. Open sesame. Finally. Lord. See what we got in here this time. A melted candle, 3 pins with note caps, a cassette labeled "Do Not Play," and ooh, what is that? Sticky.
Probably one of Chris's old polo mints. Just leave it, Juniper. It's evolved by now.
Yeah, sentient candy. That tracks. Oh, wait, here's something weird. A letter.
Another listener letter?
Yeah, but this one's dated, 2028.
What? That's 3 years from now.
It even mentions next week's show. Can't wait to hear your deep dive on the time bridges of Patagonia. Matt, we haven't even written that episode yet.
That's not possible unless the cabinet's been reading ahead again.
Should I read more of it? You were both right. The sound wasn't coming from the tapes, it was coming through them.
Okay, that's enough of that. Put it back before it starts whispering coordinates or something.
Yeah, no argument here. All right, let's see if tonight's file's a little less cursed. Here we go. Episode 235, Göbekli Tepe and the Builders Before History.
The ancient mystery that started civilization's story. 12,000 years old and nobody agrees who built it.
Exactly. Some say early humans, some say something else.
Tonight, we're brushing off the dust and seeing what secrets are still buried at Göbekli Tepe.
And if that letter from the future shows up again, I'm burning this thing.
From the edge of history and the static beyond the veil, Episode 235, Göbekli Tepe, the temple that came before everything.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson, produced by Juniper Ravenwood, with Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Listeners, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a wind-scoured hill in the middle of nowhere, baked golden under a merciless sun. For thousands of years, it just sat there, silent, unremarkable. Farmers plowed around it, sheep grazed on it. Nobody knew that beneath the dust and thistle lay the oldest temple ever built by human hands, buried on purpose, like a secret too dangerous to leave in the light. 12,000 years ago, before the first seed was planted, before the first city rose, someone carved 20-ton stones into pillars that still stand in perfect circles. And then they hid them forever. Tonight, we're going back to that hill. Tonight, we're asking who were they and why did they need to disappear?
Oh, Juniper, you make it sound like the hill itself is watching us right now.
Yeah.
I love it. Tonight on episode 235, we're cracking open the file on Göbekli Tepe, the place that broke history in half. Buckle up.
File's all yours, Matt. Try not to wake whatever's sleeping under there.
Thanks, Juniper, for digging into the file cabinet and pulling out something that still smells like ancient dust and starlight. All right, everybody lean in close because this one starts with a whisper and ends with a scream history never recorded. Picture southeastern Turkey, 1994. A German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt is bouncing along a dirt track in a beat-up Land Rover, chasing rumors of old stones. Locals call the hill Göbekli Tepe, Potbelly Hill, and they've been finding weird flint tools on it for decades. But nobody thinks much of it. Schmidt stops, climbs the slope, and notices something off. The hill isn't a hill. It's too symmetrical, too deliberate. He kicks at the dirt and finds the corner of a massive T-shaped limestone pillar, 20 feet tall, buried just beneath the surface. One pillar becomes 10, 10 becomes hundreds. Spread across 22 acres are at least 20 circular enclosures, each ringed by these silent monolithic giants. Some pillars weigh 50 tons. They're carved with animals that leap out of the stone. Foxes with knowing eyes, scorpions arched to strike, vultures circling headless human figures, and the weirdest part? Every enclosure was intentionally filled in with thousands of tons of earth and rubble around 8000 BC. Somebody buried their own cathedral and walked away. Now here's where it gets cold. These temples are old, older than anything we thought humans were capable of. We're talking 10,000 BC, maybe earlier. That's 6,000 years before the Great Pyramid, 7,000 years before Stonehenge. This is the Younger Dryas, the tail end of the Ice Age. Sea levels are a football field lower than today. Mega mammoths still roam, and supposedly, the people alive then are simple hunter-gatherers chasing reindeer with sticks, except they're not. They're quarrying bedrock with nothing but stone tools. They're hauling blocks heavier than locomotives across miles of empty plain. No wheels, no oxen, no ropes we've ever found. They're arranging these pillars in perfect geometric rings that line up with the stars, specifically with the constellation we call Orion and the bright wanderer Sirius. One researcher ran the numbers and says the layout matches the sky as it appeared 10,950 BC, give or take a decade. That's not a coincidence. That's memory carved in stone. Then there's the Vulture Stone, Pillar 43. It shows a headless man, a vulture, a scorpion, and what looks like a comet swarm raining down. Some say it's a star map. Others say it's a warning, because right around 10,800 BC, something catastrophic happened. Fragments of a comet slammed into the ice sheets, flash melted half a continent, wiped out the megafauna, and triggered a 1,000-year-old cold snap. The survivors remembered, and they built Göbekli Tepe like a monument to the sky that betrayed them. No houses, no graves, no trash pits, just the temples, standing alone on the plain like the ribs of something enormous that died long ago. Every year, tribes from hundreds of miles away would converge here, maybe for solstice rituals, maybe for initiation into secrets we can only guess at. Shamans in fox pelts dancing under torchlight while the pillars watched with blank stone eyes. And when the ceremonies ended, they filled the whole place in, like sealing a tomb, or hiding evidence. Imagine standing there at midnight 12,000 years ago, wind howling across the empty grasslands, the pillars glowing faintly in the moonlight, their carvings seeming to move when you're not looking directly at them. You feel watched, you feel chosen, you feel terrified, because whatever knowledge these people carried, it was big enough to build this place and big enough to make them bury it forever. I don't know about you, but I can almost hear the chanting when I close my eyes. Juniper, you still with me over there?
Barely. I just got goosebumps so bad my headphones slipped. That place feels awake somehow.
Exactly. We're only halfway in. Stick around because after the break, we're going deeper and things get a little complicated. Juniper, take us to the shadows.
Okay, breathe, everybody. We're 20 minutes in and I still feel like something's standing behind me. Göbekli Tepe, folks, a place that shouldn't exist, built by people who supposedly couldn't build it, then erased on purpose. What do you think so far? Are you staring at your backyard hill a little differently tonight? Good, hang on to that feeling. Chris has a promo, and then we're firing up the Spectral Cosmic Message Materializer for the mailbag. Don't touch that dial.
Thanks, Juniper. And hey, don't forget, if you're enjoying the show, give us a like and subscribe. You can follow The Shadow Frequency on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, all the major podcast directories. Want more? head over to shadowfrequencypodcast.com, where you'll find every episode, our brand new Shadow blog with companion articles, and our merch store with some eerie cool swag. Plus, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a voicemail right on the site and let us know where you're listening from. We might feature your message in an upcoming episode. And if you'd like to support the show, you can even buy us a coffee. Every bit helps keep the shadows whispering. Back to you, Juniper.
All right, thanks, Chris. Time to crank the dials on the old shadow receiver, flipping the switches. There we go. Tubes glowing, needles twitching. Let's see what the void coughs up tonight. Oh, here is something sliding out of the static like a moth made of paper.
Message retrieved from the void.
Let's unfold this one carefully. This beauty comes from Caleb M. in Spokane, Washington. It says, hey, Matt and Juniper, just wanted to drop a quick note and say how much I've been loving the shadow frequency. I usually listen late at night while I'm working in my garage. It's kind of my quiet time, just me, the hum of the old radio, and your voices coming through the static. There's something about the mix of eerie stories and laid-back humor that hits just right after midnight. I tuned in through Spotify, and I've also checked out some on YouTube. My favorite topics are definitely the UFO encounters and time-slip stories, especially when you dig into the obscure ones most people have never heard of. The Tangier incident episode honestly gave me chills. Keep doing what you're doing. You two have turned late-night weirdness into an art form. Listening from the shadows, Caleb M. Caleb, my friend, midnight garage sessions are peak shadow frequency hours. Next time the radio crackles, wave hello. We're probably waving back. And the Tangier incident, yeah, that one still keeps me up too. Thanks for writing in. Listeners, you are enjoying Caleb in the Mailbag? Shadow Podcast to protonmail.com. Matt, they're ready for round 2. Hit 'em.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Thanks, Juniper, and big shadows out to Caleb in Spokane. Garage Radio vibes are undefeated. All right, everybody, welcome back to the file. We've walked the circles of Göbekli Tepe under starlight. We've felt the weight of those silent pillars. Now let's shine a slightly harsher light, because even in the shadows, questions deserve daylight. So here's the one skeptical speed bump all out tonight. Some archaeologists, Graham Hancock's loudest critics included, point out that yes, the site is astonishing, but maybe we're overlooking the mystery. Hunter-gatherers weren't helpless. We found evidence of complex seasonal gatherings elsewhere. Moving big stones? Possible with enough people, levers, and time. Astronomical alignment? Could be coincidence or confirmation bias. We see patterns because we want to. And the comet impact theory tied to the vulture stone? Fascinating. But the carvings are abstract enough that you can read almost anything into them if you squint. Even Klaus Schmidt himself, the man who spent his life there, insisted the builders were local pre-agricultural people, not Atlanteans, not aliens, not time travelers, just really, really motivated hunter-gatherers who poured everything into ritual instead of farms. And when agriculture finally did kick in around 8000 BC, maybe they abandoned the site and buried it as kind of grand farewell, end of an era. But here's the thing, even that rational explanation leaves frost on your spine. Because it means complex religion, symbolic art, and massive communal engineering came first. Before villages, before pottery, before we supposedly needed them. Which flips the textbook upside down. Spirituality didn't evolve out of settled life. Settled life evolved out of spirituality. Something pulled these people together across hundreds of miles to build a skyscraper of the soul, using nothing but stone and starlight. That's still supernatural in its own way. And the burial? Even the skeptics can't fully explain why you'd spend decades filling in something you spent centuries perfecting. Reverence only goes so far. Sometimes hiding feels more like fear. So yeah, no ancient astronauts, maybe no lost civilization beaming blueprints from Atlantis, but stand on that hill today, even with the tourists and the protective roof, and tell me you don't feel the hairs on your neck rise, Because whatever Göbekli Tepe was, temple, observatory, tomb, or warning, it's a message from people who saw the sky fall once and wanted us to remember. 12,000 years later, the stones are still talking. We just forgot how to listen.
Okay, I was ready to be the voice of reason tonight, but you just made the rational version sound even creepier.
Yeah.
Well played, Wilson.
Mission accomplished. Listeners, that's the file on Göbekli Tepe. Keep your eyes on every ordinary hill from now on. Juniper, close us out.
Wow, episode 235, Göbekli Tepe, the temple that came before everything, built by shadows we can't name, then buried like a bad dream. Thank you for letting us drag you 12,000 years into the past tonight. If you felt the ground shift under your feet even a little, we did our job. Drop us your own theories, your weird hill stories, anything that keeps you up past midnight. shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. You can also check out our website, shadowfrequencypodcast.com. You can find our blog, our store, all of our episodes, all kinds of fun stuff there. Next time, we've got another file waiting, and trust me, it's a wild one. Until then, keep watching the skies and maybe the dirt under your boots. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Good night, Shadow family. Sleep tight, but not too tight. Something might be dreaming back.
From both of us here at the Shadow Frequency, stay strange. We'll see you in the static. Good night, Shadow Seekers.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.